an organization that not only started in Canada but now spans the globe. He comes from a business background, but I know his story is amazing because he took this opportunity and just in 6 short weeks fired his boss, and now he is one of the top trainers, not only in the company but in the industry because of what he does. He has a passion for the business, passion for the people, and he is one of the hardest working individuals that I have ever met, and he has a great time building this business, and who wouldn't? Mr. Jeff Orchard, the call is all yours.
Mr. Jamie Messina, one of the greats. You heard him, ladies and gentlemen. You heard the presentation, and that's the kind of quality people that are in this company. Now, Jamie, we're going to get on to some pretty people, and that's the lovely, gorgeous Frances Maxwell, and she's doing the tech part of this training. And are we on tape right now?
Yes, sir, you are.
Oh, well, then I better behave myself. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're hearing a lovely voice in the background, that's Frances Maxwell out of Arkansas. She's actually going to be doing the slides and the high-tech part of it tonight, and I want to thank her in advance. She's always there for us, and without her skills, my gosh, we'd all be back 10 steps, that's for sure. Now, Frances, you have that slide number 1 up there?
Yes, I do.
Okay, now we have, ladies and gentlemen, we have different trainings each and every Wednesday at 9:30 Eastern time. And for some people who can't make the calls because of, or the trainings because of, other countries, time zones, etc., usually within about 4 to 5 days, all of our trainings are transferred on to the steamteam.ca site, steamteam.ca. So you can pick them up there. Not only if you've missed trainings, we like to get you live, we like to have you on the night it happens, but you can always refer back to the steamteam.ca site and pick these up. Or let's say you say, you know what, there was a training I saw 3 or 4 weeks ago. There were some real great nuggets in it. I just want to refresh my memory. You can go back in on the site and pick all the trainings up. And guess what? It's not only the #1 university site on the planet when it comes to network marketing. It's free. Like, it's free. It's unbelievable. You would literally pay thousands of dollars for a 1-weekend shot at some of these generals and listening to them, and you're going to get this whole library. And when I say state-of-the-art university, it's free. Like, we can't make it any easier. But tonight's training, we have different topics, different trainers. They call me the hyper one. I don't know if I'm hyper or whatever. But anyway, my topic tonight, and it's called the Fast Start 20-Point Power Training. It's geared for brand new people. Well, hold on a second. It's geared for brand new people who come on board. They're all excited. They're all pumped. They've bought their package. They're ready to rock and roll, and they wake up the next morning and go, wow, what do I do? It's a bit of a scary feeling, So what we try and do, I put together something over the years that's rock solid and gets you off on the right foot, doing the basics, doing the essentials that are going to get you off to that fast start. That's why I call the Fast Start 20-Point Power Training. For some of the veterans who have maybe been around just a little while and maybe just off track a little bit, or they're straying off the game plan, this is a wonderful training to listen up onto, because it could put you back on that right straight highway moving forward. So it's kind of geared for everyone. So, Fran, let's go to that slide number 2. It's very important from the start of one's new business to start in fast and in a correct manner, plain and simple. It's about a system designed with end in sight. If it's people-dependent, it will crumble. If it's system-dependent, it will thrive. It will nourish. You can duplicate. That's how we're getting the numbers, because everybody starts from the same page. And we do everything with end in sight. It's not what are we going to do today and why are we doing it today. It's for tomorrow. We're doing it with end in sight. The reason why we got into this, that's with end in sight. It's about learning the system and then teaching it to others. That's all we do. You learn, you teach. Them new folks learn, then they teach. And this really is all about your success. So let's go on to slide number 3. And the Fast Start 20-Point Power Training. And number 1 on this 20 points is your purpose statement. My gosh, if you're brand new, fill one out tonight before bed. If you haven't filled one out and you've been with the company a year, or your network marketing business is rounding into 6 months, you better get something on paper tonight as well and keep it close by you. I prefer to do it in longhand, pen and paper, so you can put it somewhere visible and refer to it. It's going to keep you honest. It's the first task you perform, and everyone must complete it, and it really is basically your reason why. Why did you come on board? What was your hot button that made you come on board? You want to log that down, and that's going to be your driving force. I still have my purpose statement. I have my original one 18 years ago when I was with a previous company, and I have the one that I drew up here. The paper's kind of yellowed and the corners are turned on it, whatever, 10 years ago when I joined the company, a little over 10 years ago. And again, everybody's got their own hot button, and everybody's reason why is so important to that individual. We're all different. Buying the new car, paying off credit cards, paying off mortgages, buying the new home, traveling. Dan talked about Garcia and himself, and traveling, and Jamie's heading south, and to be able to fire your boss, set yourself up for retirement. Them latter two are really kind of my hot buttons. To send your children to private school, get them the best possible education. Unfortunately, that costs money, but now you can do it through this vehicle. So we're doing the purpose statement. Now we're going into number 2, goal setting. If you do not have goals, it's like a ship without a sail. It's not going anywhere. Plain and simple. You don't write your goals down, you might as well throw it in tonight. It's not going to happen. And you need to have 2 sets of goals. Business goals, personal goals. Business goals, personal goals. And you've got to break it down. Short-term, mid-term, long-term. 90 days, 6 months, 1 year. Make your goals time specific. If you're getting in this to fire your boss like I did, you have to put a firm date when you're going to do that. And that's going to keep you, again, honest moving forward. Friend, let's go to the next one. Example, I have a credit card, and I want the balance of $6,000 on my MasterCard paid off by February the 1st, 2013. I have 50 distributors. I will have 50 distributors by, January 20th, 2013. I will be earning $5,000 per month by April 1st, 2013. I'll terminate my day job, fire my boss by such a date. Make your goals challenging because you've got to rise to the occasion, hold yourself accountable, but they've also got to be realistic. Don't set yourself up for failure, i.e., you just start right now and it's November the 28th, and you're saying, by December 15th, I want to make $15,000. Not going to happen. Don't set yourself up for failure. But they have to be challenging in the sense that, in the first 90 days, I want to make $5.10. Well, that's not much of a challenge. So there's that happy medium. And if you're having trouble, hitting that point where it makes sense, talk to your upline business partner, and they'll kind of gear it right up for you and set you on the right path. And you're going to have to adjust and tweak your goals from time to time. You may be well exceeding your goals, so you've got to make them a little more challenging. You may find you're just lagging in a couple of areas, and that's okay, so you might have to add another month or 2 on to that time-specific goal, and that's okay, too. Don't beat yourself up. It's not a foot race. Remember, don't worry about the jackrabbits that pass you by. The tortoise wins the race, period. Next slide. What kind of income do you want to make? That's number 3. What kind of income do you want to make? There's only 2 types, supplementary and power income. Part-time, full-time, big money, small money, hobby money, shopping money, or the big mall money. Francis, you know how I like to shop. Supplementary income, you can pretty well get there just by moving our fine product line. You'll make $200, $300, $400 a month, and if you're a heavy retailer, you could be making $900, $1,000, $1,100 a month. So that's nice supplementary income. And remember, the average bankruptcy in the United States of America is caused by a lack of $250 a month in one's budget that they're short on. Some people just want that supplementary money. They don't want to build an organization. They just like to lie low and have fun doing what they're doing, because you got to have fun here. The power income is the big money. It's the people that want to make this a career. They want to work this business. They want to attain the big chunk, and the windfall. There's a massive lottery being drawn. It's the biggest Powerball in the United States ever. 12 states participate in it, and it's actually $500 million tonight. And so that, it's the big money that people want that. Your business partners, again, will help you set the game plan based on what you want, what your expectations are. So, if you want to make 10 grand a month, if you want to make 5 grand a month, if you want to make 20 grand a month, we'll kind of put you on a path that's going to get you there based on what you want. Because obviously, if you want the power money, you're going to have to work a little bit harder than the people who want to make supplementary money. Slide number 7. How's my audio, Fran?
You're great.
Don't leave me,
There's
will
more
you?
ways than one.
There you go. Don't leave me, okay? Don't leave me. Don't leave me stranded with no internet right now, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Master list of names. That's number 4. Wow. Here's a biggie. Master list of names. Oh, Jeff, I've heard this before. You know, I'll get to it when I get to it. No. Get to it ASAP. The single most important thing that you will do to start your business up and set it up right. You have to jot down a whole list of names. Do it on a computer spreadsheet. Do it on Foolscap. I don't care. Build a list of names in 3 specific groupings: local, long distance, global. We always tell people start with your your local market, people you know best. You know, when your knowledge level isn't the best, go to the people you know best. When your knowledge level gets high, you can start going to that cold market, etc. But start local, but think long distance and think global. And it's just an automatic progression. It's rather interesting how it goes. Do not prejudge. Put everyone down on this list. Let's make the decision. Let them make the decision if this opportunity is right for them. Don't you make the decision. You know, you might say, well, I know couple X. You know, I know them quite well. He's a banker. She's a high-end lawyer. They're not going to look at this. They've got too much money and, you know, whatever. You know, you don't have that right to prejudge. Maybe they are so unhappy with their lives because they're so busy trying to make a living, they're not making a life. Maybe they're just dying at the bit and biting at the bit to find something that would get them out of that treadmill, that 40-year rut that they're in. You will be shocked at how many people look successful and they're not successful. They're carrying debts. There's all kinds of issues. Remember that. Lay it out to everyone. Let them make the choice. And always add names to your list. You know, you're going to be driving downtown, and you'll see an office building. It's going to remind you of 2 people that work in that building, so you want to add that to your list before you forget. You're going to meet a nice grocery teller who's packed your groceries, and they're very outgoing, and they're just a pleasure to be around, and you've met them a couple of times, and you want to put their name down, so you'll be contacting them because you know they could do very well in this. So you're always going to add, you know, could be that bank teller you run into or whatever. Yeah, so you're going to be adding to that list of names, no question about it. Now, slide number 8, as we continue on the same theme here for a second. Remember something pretty staggering. People say, well, wow, you got over 65,000 people, Jeff, in your organization. That's insane. Let me give you an interesting stat. I've been in the industry with NHT, well, 18 years, but 10 years with this company, well, 10 and a bit. I've only registered 53 people. 53 people have told well in excess of 60,000 people plus. Isn't that interesting? And why does that happen? Why? That seems rather crazy. You know, Jeff, you're sponsoring like 5 people a year, and look where you've been. Look where you've gotten to. By age 20, everybody knows 2,000 people by their first name. So this is how it can really mushroom into something pretty spectacular rather quickly. By age 20, everyone knows 2,000 people by their first name. You may have to clog the wheels a little bit or unclog them to think and what have you. But so don't be shy when we're talking to people, because they're going to open up a whole new world for you and a whole new opportunity in business in their direction with the people they know. If you're looking for names, there's so many ways you can add to your list old classmates, friends, family, work peers, your plumber, mechanic, doctor, lawyer, dentist, florist, people from the past jobs you've worked with. Go into a phone directory or an internet directory and go A to Z, and it's going to fire up a whole bunch more names for you. Maybe red circle a top dozen or so and have your business partner on the phone with you when you contact them. Your master list of names will provide you the foundation needed to build your business, plain and simple. Plain and simple. Your list of names. You know, if you fast forward the clock, I say with End in Sight 5 years from now, and you're still around, I hope you are, and you're making some key coin every month. If you look right back to where it kicked in, I'll guarantee you it'll be someone from that master list of names that was directly or indirectly responsible for you being where you are today. That's how important this is. Next slide, please. Number 5, three-way calling. Well, you know, Most people have it automatically in their phone plans. If you don't, you can call your carrier, and it costs like probably 8 cents to get it put on. It's really not a cost at all. You need three-way calling. There's nothing more powerful. You're talking to one of your prospects or leads or whatever, and you're plugging in and calling into your upline business partner or what have you. Crucial. So make sure you've got it. Make sure you know how to use it. Learn how to use it properly. And when I say use it properly, Francis, I know you're online with me. There was a gal that was real excitable years ago. She come on board, and she was just pumped and wired for sound. I mean, she knew nothing about she didn't know a whole lot about a whole lot, but boy, she just knew she could make money in this, and she was wired for sound. Man, oh man. And anyway, you know, she got three-way calling. I said, get three-way calling. You're going to need it, and she did. And one day we were making a three-way call, and you know, she had me on the line, and we got the prospect on the line, and she disconnected me. Then she called me back, disconnected the prospect. Then somehow she got us both on the line together with her, and she disconnected both of us. Like 18 and a half minutes later, we finally get it happening, and the prospect's yawning and thinking, what kind of operation is this I'm getting into? To learn how to use it, practice with a couple of family members, perfect it. And again, just I cannot tell you how powerful third party is, and the substance is going to give you credibility on the call. It's crucial. So put this on your to-do list, a power tool. Learn about your upline business partners. I know all about Garcia. I know all about Cato. I know about them all. Well, there's not many above all that. So anyway, we know each other. Let's put it this way. Now, learn about your upline business partners. Learn all about them, how long they've been in the industry, what their accomplishments have been, what they, where they've traveled to, what they've done, where have they built a business, and learn their story, because this is a storytelling business. You're going to be using our stories to give you credibility because you don't have a story in the beginning. You know what I mean? You can't call your doctor up and say, hey, doc, I've been with this great company, this wonderful business for 6 minutes right now, and I've made $2.10. Doc, I can change your life. Come on board with me. He's going to change your medication. I'm thinking, plain and simple. So you need a story until you develop your own story. So learn about your upline business partners. Call them, and they're going to brief you on some of their highlights and or send you a short email with some of their stats. That's what I do, and go from there. So very, very important. Number 7, get informed. Learn about your products, your product line. You don't have to be a doctor in it. That's the problem, too, and we won't get too deep into this tonight, but when you are talking about the products, keep it simple. Well, you got to keep this business simple. You got to keep talking about the product simple. If you complicate this business, you're gonna be putting yourself out of business real quick. And remember, when you are talking about the products, all people want to know, plain and simple, how does it feel or taste? How do I use it? And what the heck does it cost? So again, learn about your products. You don't have to be a doctorate. You don't have to know every herb that's in La-Vie or how they make the container to hold our new product Soothe. You know, and where do we get our noni fruit from, and all the rest of it. Just learn the basics. Read up on your company. Learn about your pay plan. Yeah, again, you don't have to be some guru in the marketing plan, but it's nice to be able to say to someone, you know, we're a hybrid binary plan. It's nice to be able to say that. And this is just going to make you a stronger distributor, plain and simple. I don't know if it's on a latter slide, but I always say, fill your pockets up, man, with information. Just overload your pockets with information and just be an information sponge. Now, here's what happens. You are going to be so knowledgeable. You're going to be so smart. You're going to become that conduit where people are just going to be so attracted to you and say, wow, I want to be just like that person when I grow up. They know their stuff. So, again, learn all what's needed. It's nice to know your head office is in Grand Prairie, Texas, not in Southern California. Learn some of the basics here. Now, people often ask me, Jeff, when I'm talking to someone, and this is number 8, on slide 12, friend, is that where you are?
Yes.
Lead with the business or lead with the product. People will always ask me that. Jeff, what do I do? I think this one I should be leading with the product. This one I should be leading with the business. Where do I draw the line? What deciphers which approach I take? And I always say, let's keep it simple. Lead with the business each and every time. Come out of the chute always. Like, there's so many people will drink Noni. So many people will take LaVie. So many people will use our Trifusion Max, or all of our cluster products. But everyone wants big money and time freedom. Come out of that chute every time when you're talking to somebody about big money and time freedom. Like, if I call somebody up brand new and they said no to me, I'd say, listen, pal, I'm offering you two things. Big money and time freedom. That's what you can get from this. Which one troubles you, and we'll deal with it right now. Always come out of the chute and lead with the business each and every time, because that's going to hold everyone's interest. Remember, when you're talking to somebody for the first time, you've got their attention span for just a couple of minutes. You better make it count. Explain to them how massive this deal is with NHT Global, how it can change their lives. Well, if you're leading with the business, we'll go to slide 13, friend, number 9. If you're leading with the business, you got this box of product that's come in, and you go, well, Jeff, how am I going to move my product? I want to get my initial investment back rather quickly before my Visa bill comes in, whatever. If I'm always leading with the business, how am I going to build a retail base? How am I going to move my product? And I'm going to show you a way. I'm going to put this in kind of cap form here. And there's a method to my madness here. And this is a powerful tool. Use it, great. Don't, your loss, or your choice, I guess. See, at the end of the day, I guess everybody's right, and that's what's kind of special. The best way to showcase the products are through promotional events. I kind of created something. I don't like the term home parties. I'm going to have a home party. I'm going to go and do a home party. Like, give me a break. You know what I mean? That's 1950s. But a promotional event, it sounds so important. You're going to look in that master list of names. You're going to call up a friend. And you're going to tell that friend you just started with this great company called NHT Global, and you've got some wonderful, great products, and you need their help. You want to showcase your products. So you're going to call up Mary and say, hey, Mary, listen, can we pick a night, a Wednesday, a Thursday night over the next 2 weeks where, I can come over to your place for an hour and a half, and you can invite maybe 20 people and have them bring a friend or two. And Mary might say, well, geez, my apartment or my home can't handle that size of a group. Say, no, Mary, ask 20 people to come. Tell them to bring a friend or two, because you know what? Maybe only half of them are going to come. And that's just the way it is. And if you do that for me, if you invite them people over and I can come over, heck, I'm going to give you some free product, and I'll maybe give you half the profit I made that night or whatever, just to kind of warm the appetite a bit. Tell your host the event's going to last, as I said, about 90 minutes. You will give, and we talked about the profit thing, and tell her to keep it simple. Tea, coffee, cookies, not fancy, nothing fancy. Next slide, please. And before you go over, you're going to purchase a sign-in book, call it a guest register, and when people start to arrive, you're going to get their name, phone number, and email. Have them register. You're going to build rapport with the guests. Pick out maybe, 2 or 3 of the really key people that seem to be very outgoing and nice to talk to and whatever, and you're going to perform a 30-minute non-surgical facelift on them during this event. And while the event's on and you're doing the facelift, you can talk about the other products. But here's the but. If you have a speakerphone and you bring it with you, or Mary at the house has a speakerphone, find out in advance, you can get your upline business partner to call in after about an hour. Think about this. You're showing the products, et cetera, et cetera. You're doing the facelifts. He or she will call in and take about 5 to 8 minutes and talk about the business behind the products. Then you wrap up. You've made your sales. You may have moved between $600, $900, $1,000 of product that one night. But here's what happens. You'll pick up some new customers, which are always fun. You'll get a couple of them interested in the business as well. This is a very, very valuable tool. So, just to conclude, you can do this promotional event and you can really cash out with it. And again, it's amazing. You'll get 2 or 3 new customers who will stay on the products, and you'll probably get a couple of them people want to come in the business. Number 10, I always like to set my goals, and this is one I try to adhere to, and it's excuse me, it's doing 2 business appointments, webinars, etc. each week. Introduce this deal to 2 people a week. That's it, that's all. Not 42 people, not 82 people. Don't burn yourself out that you're in an institution 8 months later because you're just, undernourished and overworked. This business is not about that. Just, again, remember, the tortoise wins the race. Introduce 2 new people a week to this business and watch what's going to happen. And that could be getting on them onto an opportunity call, a business webinar, talking to your upline business partner, booking a presentation where you're doing a 2-on-1 or a call-in or whatever, or some sense of individual webinar. Think about this, and let's work out some mathematics here, how powerful. You say, well, 2 a week, Jeff, that's going to take me forever to build. No. We're going to work the math out. Month 1, you do 2 appointments a week. That totals 3. That totals 8. I can't even do the math. Let's start again, Jeff. Get a calculator. 2 appointments a week is 8 appointments in a month. 4 think you're crazy. 3 say no, but they want to use the product, so they'll be product users. And you get 1 goal to come in on that bunch. So out of that first 8 appointments, 4 have said no, 4 or 5, and a couple are not interested in the business for whatever reason. They just want to use the product, and you're going to get a new goal sign in. Look at month 2. You do 2 appointments each week. Your new goal distributor has 2 appointments each week. That's 16 appointments underneath you in month 2 with another 2 goals. Well, now you say, well, yeah, I can see this, but let's fast forward the clock with end in sight. Let's go to the next slide, Fran, slide 16. Repeat this process for 10 months. That will equal 1,024 distributors on your team, plus a huge retail base, plus a real big paycheck. The longer you wait, the more money you're losing. And my question is, why? 2 people a week, show them the business. Get your new people to do 2 people a week. Everybody repeats the process. And in 10 short months, you're going to have 1,024 distributors on your team. You'll have a massive retail base, nice big paycheck, and you're off to the races. And it just grows from there. The numbers go even more crazy. Invest in yourself. I find it so fascinating where people spend on cars and they'll spend on hairdos and they'll spend on clothes and they'll spend on dining out and they'll spend on their children. Nobody spends truly on themselves and invests in themselves. They do all the other stuff, but they don't invest in themselves. You see that gentleman in the library standing up there. Well, you have to invest in yourself. You have to start to become a real student. And that's what it's all about. Over the next 2 years, I want you to start building a library of great network marketing and self-help books, CDs, DVDs. You do this online as well. Build that library. Become that student. Why does Frances Maxwell do so well? She became a student. Why does James Messina do so well? Patrick Tulloch, all the wonderful leaders, Andreas Papacosta. I mean, years of experience this man's got. He's just a huge monster in the business. But you know what? He became a student. He stayed a student. Read something each day and become stronger. Be that the stronger distributor in the field. I don't care what kind of book it is. If you're weak on the phones, get a book that will help you on the phones. If you're weak in person or you're not saying the right thing or your posture, man, there's written documentation for everything to help you. There's 3 good books that I want you to use as your kind of startup Bibles. The first one is, well, I'm going to change the order here. The first one is My First Year in Network Marketing by Mark Yarnell. I know Mark Yarnell personally. We've talked, and he's one of my mentors. He really is. A lot of my trainings are just straight plagiarism from this dude. My First Year in Network Marketing. That's your Bible, Mark Yarnell. You can get it soft cover. You can order it from Borders, Chapters, well, whoever's, you can order it online, et cetera, et cetera. Get this book. I prefer you to get it into a hard copy. So you'll have it and you grab onto it and read it again. Two other wonderful books, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. These are just, giants in the industry. And these books will be around for 100 years, It's that simple. The New Professionals by Charles King, James Robinson. These are three great readings. Make them your first three, but get that Yarnell book first to start you off. This is big business. Number 12. You've got to treat this business like big business, period. This is it. Remember, you treat this like a hobby, you'll make hobby money. You treat this business with respect, you'll make monster money. Work a little, make a little. Work a lot, make a fortune. If you're unsure of the big business factor and how much of a monster it can be, ask your upline business. Let's take that back again. Ask your upline business partners, what are they making? What kind of coin they've made? And they can't publish that, obviously. It's against the rules and regulations, but they might whisper something into you. Wow. The reason for turnover in MLM is multi-level marketing. The progressive word went to network marketing. Now it's direct marketing. They keep changing it every 10 years. And the reason for such great turnover is there's such a small upfront investment. $300, $400, $900, $1,000, $2,000 to get in. So it's easy to quit. You just stop. So, you don't have much of a commitment up front, so, hey, it's not working out for me. I've tried it for 3.5 hours. I'm out of here. But here's what will keep you in. If you can close your eyes and just imagine that you've invested $250,000 to get into your NHT Global business, do you think you'd work your business just a slight bit different with a sense of urgency because of the massive investment? You've robbed out of grandma's piggy bank. You've sold your house and put 4 mortgages on it. You know what I mean? You've taken all your Christmas shopping money invested to start your business. You had to come up tonight with $250,000, a certified check, a bank draft, money order. That's what it cost you to get going. Do you not think you would be up at 4 a.m. in the morning? You would work so late at night you'd be nauseous only in fear alone of losing your money. Think of this as though it's been $250,000 to get you rolling. Because I'll tell you, you'll treat it a whole lot different. The pipeline, number 13. No, we're not doing too bad here, friend. It's easy. Look at it as being an open-ended pipe. Francis, that's why I call it the pipeline. It's an open-ended pipe. Just put your prospects in one end of the pipe, and then when they're inside this pipeline, they complete a 2-step evaluation. One is visit the NHT Global website and the Nature's Care website, a powerful website. You've got to get yourself one of them. You'll automatically have the NHT Global site, but you've got to get a Nature's Care website. Man, it is one fantastic tool. Ask your upline business partner about it. So all you're going to do is put them in this pipe and say, hey, check my 2 websites. Not too hard, is it? Second step is you 3-way them in with a call with your upline business partner. That's all I do all day long, 3-way calls, 3-way calls, 3-way calls. So 2 steps. Check my website, talk to my business partner. Check my website, talk to my business partner. How tough is that? They will all come out of the pipe either saying yes, no, or maybe. Don't worry about the maybes. They'll give you heartburn. The no's, maybe you'll want to revisit them at an appropriate time based on that initial time you were talking to them. You're going to work with the yeses all day long. Number 14, in this 20-point power training, comfort zone. Francis, what can you tell me about a comfort zone? What does that mean to you?
It means getting out of the area where you're comfortable and getting uncomfortable, and it's sort of a fearful area. It's unfamiliar, and it can be, first time you do it, it can be very uncomfortable and terrifying till you know that once you get on the other side of that, it really wasn't that difficult. It was easy.
Ah, well said. Do you want to take over the rest of the training? I know I can't afford you. You make too much money. Number 14, comfort zone. You must be prepared for the next 2 years to do things that most people won't. We have jobs, children, the usual hardships of working day to day. Now we throw in a new business venture, it's just going to get insane. Doesn't make it any easier. But if you're prepared to work hard for the next 24 months or less, you can say goodbye to the 40-year treadmill plan forever. Sounds good? I think so. Fran and I will often tease about, the day I fired my boss. One of the greatest feelings on the planet that happened to me was the day I was able to fire my boss. Boy, it felt good. So again, that comfort zone. Do the things that, yes, make you a bit uncomfortable in the beginning because we're just creatures of habit. But it really is easy to kind of break that comfort zone. And if you can do that, your future is going to be so bright. Number 15, 4 quarters. Francis, how many quarters in a football game?
4.
We already had the answer when I said, how many quarters in a football game. Do you know, I was talking to somebody, I won't give their name, and I won't give their city they're in, I won't give the state they're in. Well, I've just told you it's the United States now. I said, how many quarters in a football game? They went, I don't know, 2. Well, anyway. What did I do then? I pointed them in the direction of another company. Stay in the game for all 4 quarters. Football game has 4 quarters. Stay in the game for 4 quarters. That means give it 2 years of your best. Give it time to develop, learn the industry, develop your people skills, etc., and don't quit. So if you have a rough start for the first 3 months, doesn't matter. You're in it for 4 quarters, at least 2 years. You've got to stick around. You want to find out how the end of the game finishes, you got to be around when the end of the game finishes. Stay with it. And if you work consistently for the next 2 years, your business will be strong, and you will witness team momentum along with some great income. Plain and simple. Stay in this for 4 quarters. You have a rough week, you have a rough day, you've had 4 people hang up on you, people have said no, people think you're crazy, your family's not supporting you. Get out of that half-empty glass of water, deal from a half-full glass of water, stay in this game for 4 quarters, and you're going to win. And when you win, you're going to win big. Remember, the payoff is humongous. We're not talking small money. We're talking big money. The payoff is like it's big. Brinks truck big. Don't ask me to say that twice. And you want to collect that. You want to be the driver of your own Brinks truck. Well, you got to pay the price. You got to pay your dues. If the payoff's big, the mountain's going to be a little steeper to climb. That's why not everybody can do it. The funny part is everybody could do it if they'd just start climbing and wouldn't look back, and they stay in the game long enough. And, the only way you can fail, well, there's 2 ways you can fail in this industry, in this business. You don't apply yourself, or you quit. Well, if you're not working this, you don't deserve to make any money. And if you quit, you miss the boat. Get back on that 40-year treadmill, which is a whole lot tougher than working this business hard for a couple of years. Number 16, hard work. Yeah, it's not a lottery win. A little hard work won't hurt anyone. Actually going to make you feel good about yourself as you watch your business grow. To start contacting people, telling them about this wonderful business opportunity, etc. Every week, putting in the time. Every week, put time into your business, apply yourself. Everything worthwhile in life takes hard work and perseverance. That's a fact. So don't let a little hard work and sweat. You see that photo of the gentleman who's sweating. It's okay. It's going to take some work. And the road to success, to quote Dan Cato, is not always straight. It's going to be bumpy. It's going to have turns in it, and that's just life. That's reality. We're telling it like it is. So be prepared for some hard work. This isn't pick and shovel. Nobody's asking you to retar a flat roof on a shopping center in Florida when it's 95 degrees. That's real hard work. Or to repave an interstate highway. This is about applying yourself, repeating good daily disciplines each day, each week, etc. Number 17, your upline business partners. Use them, call them, harass them, beat up on them. They'll be happy to help you in any way they can. I always say to people, feel free to call me up until 11 o'clock at night. If it's later than 11 o'clock at night, call Dan Cato or Joe Garcia. Jesus, Dan's on the call and hears this, he'll He'll be up one side and me down the other. Use your business partners. They're all here. We're all here to help you build. Their job is not to call you. You've got to remain accountable. So stay in close daily, weekly contact with them. Ask them the questions needed. Put your new prospects in front of them. And on the phone, etc. Use their skill sets and talents accordingly. You've got all these talented people. Use them. We work for you guys. You guys are our paycheck, just like your people will be, that's going to be your paycheck down the road. So we're here to help. It's a helping. You know, we say teamwork, that's teamwork. But don't sit around waiting for us to call you. Make it happen. You know, I'm thrilled when new distributors call me like 5 times a day, you know. I mean, you know, that doesn't bother me. That just shows me they're wired for sound. I love that. Number 18 is we're soon to conclude. And you know why we're concluding, Francis, pretty soon? Because it's a 20-point power training, and we're at number 18. Do something every day to advance your business. Consistency. Do something every day to advance your business. It's not about working 80 hours a week for the first month and then stopping and quitting because you're burned out with your day job and all the rest of it. It's about working a bit each day, every day, to advance your business. Make the extra call. Make the extra pass out of business card, etc. Talk to that one extra person. They're internet-driven, live and in person, on the phone. It doesn't matter. And again, I told you this earlier. Don't worry about the jackrabbits that pass you by. The tortoise always wins the race. I've said this now 3 times in this training because it's so important. Consistent effort over time. This is what it's about. Repeating, day in, day out. Do something and don't procrastinate and put it off. No, you know, it's Wednesday now. You know, I'll kickstart my business again on Monday of next week. No. You do something every day. And some of us have rough days. You know, we have families and this and that goes wrong or whatever, but, you know, there's somebody you're going to see in a coffee shop when you go in to get your coffee. Give them a business card. You know, if you got to stop off at the grocery store, heck, you going in anyway. Give a couple of cards over. We're in the grocery store. It's not going to cost you any time. But guess what? You'll meet somebody in that grocery store one day that'll pay for your groceries for the next 10 years. So do something every day to advance your business. Number 19, the NHT tools, and there's all kinds of them. Wonderful tools, websites, etc., downloads, presentations, sales aids, product information. You can print all this out, testimonials. It's all there waiting for you. Plug into the company's weekly trainings, i.e. tonight, the special conference calls, the events. Visit the steamteam.ca site. There it is in writing. I opened this show up tonight telling you about it. The best custom university site being offered in the industry today. Thank you, Joe Garcia. Number 19. This is one from Mr. Dan Caddo. And this is for Mr. Dan Caddo tonight because it really is his. Massive action. Come out of the starting gate with conviction, positive attitude. Remember, this business is 90% attitude, the other 10% is attitude. Bring good work ethics to the table. Massive action. Set your daily method of operation. Do not procrastinate. Oh my gosh, please don't do that. Do it now. Put the blinders on and never look back. Remember, the more you do, the more you make. It's that simple. We conclude. It's a wrap. You see all them wonderful pictures of the new big home and, you know, the person smiling in the bottom right pic and the gentleman that's, you know, about to purchase his new car and the couple up top that's looking to plan a trip and, you know, their itinerary and whatever. I always end this way. I hope to see each and every one of you on the beaches of the world. My name's Jeff Orchard. This business has been unbelievable to my family. I owe my life to this wonderful business of network marketing. And there isn't a better company than NHT Global to go out and make your dreams all come true. It's been my pleasure. Make sure you don't miss next Wednesday. There'll be another trainer on, another topic, and it will all help you become stronger as a distributor in the field. Based on that, I will say thank you, Francis. Thank you to my wife, Sue Daze, who prepares these slides for me. And thank you, people, for taking time out of your schedule to hear this training this evening. Good night, everyone.